Some unkind folks will say that frugal living is all about living miserably so that you can retire early and live miserably. Hi folks, in today's video I want to offer you 17 quick fire frugal living tips that are going to help you save money, not waste money, so that you can supercharge your investments and hit your retirement good and early. Stay tuned. So hello again, my name is David from prettypenny.club. I make videos to help you reach your financial goals with content on investing, frugal living, passive income, generally trying to make your money work harder for you. Subscribe if that sounds interesting to you. It is absolutely true to say that you cannot frugal your way to wealth, but it certainly helps not to waste money and to be mindful about what you're spending your money on. You certainly can't get rich without upping your income, but at the same time, some frugal habits are going to keep some extra money in your pocket that you can use for investments and get your money working harder for you. So here we go, no more messing around, 17 quick fire tips. If any of these particularly resonate with you, make sure you let me know in the comments below. Tip number 1 is to clear out any items around your house that you don't have a need for anymore. Our homes fill up with the most enormous quantities of useless stuff. It has never been easier to sell things. You can use eBay, Facebook, Gumtree, any of the local buy and sell places. Really, if you haven't used it in the last 6 months, you are unlikely to use it going forwards. And if you find you made a mistake selling that item, well, you can always buy another one if the need arises. Clear out your nonsense. Your home will be cleaner, you'll have more space, and your wallet will be heavier. Tip number 2, look at the things that you're buying as an extension of your time. Your time gets you money. Your money in turn buys you stuff. And when you start looking at stuff as a representation of how long you had to work to attain that, I absolutely guarantee you will start looking at products and all kinds of different things in an entirely new light. Tip number 3, frugal living doesn't mean being cheap. Direct your money at the purchases that bring you genuine value and genuine joy, and try to cut out the nonsense that doesn't bring you so much value. Tip number 4 leads on from the previous tip. You must create a budget. Analyze your expenses, and I mean absolutely every penny that goes out the door for the last 3 months, and you will very quickly see where your money is being spent well and where your money is being wasted. Once you've decided what is being spent well and what is being wasted, you can create a budget to maximize the value of the money in your pocket. And don't forget, invest as much as you possibly can. Tip number 5, consider your food shopping. Supermarkets are built and arranged to get you to spend more money than you ever planned to when you set foot in those mega stores. Plan your meals on a weekly basis, batch cook as much as you possibly can, and don't forget to factor in a treat or two for yourself. Stick to the plan when you're shopping and try to avoid the enticing advertising and the strategic product placement. Tip number 6, be flexible with your approach to food shopping. I would highly recommend that you try one step down in the sort of quality ladder. A lot of people want to pay premium prices for premium products. Maybe the next time you go shopping, drop down to the supermarket's own brand. You might well find that the supermarket brand is just as good as the premium products you've been buying for, and if that's the case, well then you've just saved that money forever. In saying that, if there is a drop in quality that you just cannot abide, then by all means continue to buy the products that you're happy with, but there is no point in paying more, so try it out at least once. Who knows, you might save yourself hundreds of pounds going forwards. Tip number 7 continues on the shopping vein. We all have to do it, so there's going to be a few extra tips around this section. Supermarkets will place their most profitable and maybe even their most expensive items at your eye line. This is for the convenience shoppers, the people who are in a hurry, and you will always find better priced and better value products high and low. So when we talk about the expression searching high and low for bargains, we actually mean it in this case. Look a little bit higher, look a little bit lower. Don't take the lazy option when you're shopping. Tip number 8 is to make big changes to the big ticket items in your life. All the money you save and invest from avoiding Starbucks or avoiding that designer handbag that you might have been after or that new pair of shoes, that's all well and good. All that money that you save on those purchases and stick into investments is a little bit towards the overall goal. But if you want to make a real dent, savings on mortgages, rents, commuting bills, those are the things that are going to supercharge the amount of money you can put into investments to get all that juicy compounding going and retire that little bit sooner. Frugal living tip number 9 is to trade services. Try to avoid paying for anything at all. Don't spend money if you can at all help it. So say for sake of argument, you have a plumber around doing some work or an electrician, then maybe see if you can trade some of your skills for their skills. Perhaps they need a website. Perhaps they need some advertising done, some flyers, something like that, and you've got those skills. Let's see if you can trade some services and not hand over your hard-earned cash. Of course, spending time carrying out these tasks is going to cost you some of your time, but unfortunately we can't put time into our ISAs, so any cash that you can keep spare to get into your investments, we're all going towards the same thing here. If you've enjoyed any of these tips so far, please make sure you leave a like on the video. It will help the channel immensely. Let's carry on. Frugal tip number 10, free activities. I absolutely guarantee that your local area will have tons of stuff coming up in the next few months, particularly as we start to come out of lockdown. You do not need to pay for entertainment. There are free activities put on by your council everywhere. Just look up your local listings. I guarantee you will have more fun than you think you will. Particularly if you've got young kids, let's everybody get outside, do some free stuff, run about a field, roll about in the grass. The good weather's coming up. We're coming out of lockdown. Get out there and enjoy yourself free of charge. Frugal tip number 11 is a controversial one and often features on lists such as these, but I am going to say straight up, gyms are a waste of money. Running on the road is free and you can cover just as many miles outside as you can on a treadmill. There are tons and tons of bodyweight exercises on the internet, stacks of YouTube channels even that can show you how to do this stuff with homemade weights or with no weights at all. I personally don't think a gym is a good investment in any shape or form. Cut out the gym, get that money into your ISA instead. Tip number 12 is to negotiate for everything, and I mean from your broadband to your television to Netflix to a pair of shoes in the shop. These places have scope to offer you a discount to close a sale. We are very backward at coming forward in this particular country around haggling, but I guarantee if you try this in a few places you are going to turn up discounts for things you didn't even know were possible. Just ask, the worst they can do is say no, and if you really feel strongly about it, you can always walk away and take your custom elsewhere. Frugal tip number 13 is cashback sites. Make sure you are using cashback sites when you buy anything online. Cashback sites offer a great way to get a little bit of money back on essential purchases such as insurance, for your car, for your home. If you're buying a big ticket electrical item, perhaps your cooker is broken down and you need one, make sure you're using cashback sites. It puts a little bit of money back in your pocket. It's better in your pocket than theirs. Of course, never buy stuff you wouldn't normally buy anyway, but when you're buying it, you might as well be rewarded. Tip number 14 is to drink more water and pay for fewer fizzy drinks. Soft drinks, fizzy drinks, juice boxes, all those things are filled with all these different additives, caffeine, colorants, extra sugar, and while they may taste great in the short term, they are filled with all different kinds of stuff that is going to make you feel anxious, agitated, will take away your focus. More water will help you keep your mind clear, it'll help you stay focused, and it'll help your body stay naturally hydrated and perform the way it is supposed to. No need to pay all that money for Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, I've said before, does not belong in the human body, it belongs in an investment portfolio. Tip number 15 is my 3-week rule. If I see something I want to buy, then I wait 3 weeks and see if I still want it after that period of time. If you're anything like me, you'll find that urge probably dissipates over the next 3 weeks, and this will definitely help you stop making impulse purchases that you will later regret. If you find you do still want to buy this item, make sure you're using price comparison sites to lock in the very best deal you can possibly get. And of course, cashback. Tip number 16 is to join a community of like-minded individuals. So if you are into the whole frugal living thing, if you're into the whole investing thing, then go and join some message boards. Get involved in conversations on Twitter, on YouTube, in the comments section below, and keep yourself in the right mindset to save your money and invest your money and spend your money wisely. Seek inspiration from others around you and learn from those who went before you. Tip number 17 is to use free resources to upgrade your skills so that you can earn extra income down the line. Not only will you be learning something marketable and something skillful that you can use to make money as you go, but it's also entirely free. It is a form of entertainment. So instead of spending the next 3 hours watching Netflix, get yourself onto YouTube and learn some skills, whether it be computer programming, learning about accounting, learning to sew, learning to do some plumbing, learning graphic design, any of these things. There's tons and tons of useful information out there that you can up your skill set and get yourself earning more money. Frugal living often gets a bad reputation because it feels like you're kind of doing yourself out of a happy life. Some unkind folks will say that frugal living is all about living miserably so that you can retire early and live miserably. That's not what it's all about at all. The truth is, frugal living is what we should all really be doing as best we possibly can, and that is investing our money into things that bring us joy, spending our money intentionally, and not wasting our money on nonsense. Hopefully you've got something from those 17 tips, something that you can put into action, something maybe you hadn't thought of before. If I've left anything out of this video, make sure you leave a comment below. Let me know how you're saving money and what you are and what you aren't spending your money on. Folks, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.